Alright, what is going on, guys? Fellas, back again, coming to the showcase on a Lilinette, and shout out to my boy Gray for messaging me. When he said he had a built-up Lilinette, I was expecting T10, just because Lilinette's not crazy. So let's just quickly go into the skills on this Lilinette. I actually broke it down over here, so that way it's easier to see. As base Lilinette, we do have a Lacerator, which means every single 5 seconds a map-wide pulse will go out, and you have a 12% chance to lacerate the enemies for 2 seconds plus the debilitator 2 seconds. So that I'm going to be calculating it as, not calculating it, but I will be counting that as a damage multiplier or damage dealing source of income, because we have the utility skills, the damage skills, and then Arena has its own thing, which as you see here, we have Frenzy +1, we have Long Stride, and Star Power Up Item +2. I thought this character was weird because she has Guard Break, she has Poise, and she has Pierce Barrier, and I didn't understand where she was supposed to be because I never really looked at the Arena skills. But yeah, with the Arena skills, it clearly looks like she was made to be an Arena character, but what confuses me is she doesn't have Havoc 20%, which I think is kind of necessary there, considering that she does have a 3k length beam for strong attack, but it's not gonna be as consistent because she, I believe, has, let me pull this up, 725 width. So it's not a crazy beam. It's not like 6th anniversary Aizen's, it's not like Safui Retsu's, it's literally just a regular 2500 length beam. And without Havoc, you kind of don't get that 3k, right? So Team Party Technique Attribute, Arankar Strong Attack Damage plus 20%. This is very limiting to who actually gets this, but of course she will get it for herself, which I think is good enough. Berserker plus 40% built into her character. Damage to lacerate enemies plus 60%. Guard Break, Sprinter +1, Debilitator +2 seconds, Pierce Barrier, Poise, and she does have Frenzy +1. So Frenzy +1, Berserker 40%, damage to lacerate enemies plus 60%. When we proc that, we'll talk about that as we get into the game. Technique Attribute, Arankar Strong Attack Damage, we got calculated in after, and we are also rocking a bunch of full stamina damage boost links. We actually have the good ones, which is really good. Full stamina damage boost and damage to lacerated enemies, so we're getting an extra 40% damage to lacerated enemies for a combined total of 100%, and we are also rocking a full stamina damage boost of 86%, so we're getting quite a lot of damage in that aspect as well. Lacerator will go off every 5 seconds. Hopefully we can actually see that get pulled off, and of course we have laceration on every single one of our attacks, which is nice, including our soul bomb, which will actually count as a catalyst for our soul bomb damage, right? We're getting devastation 40%, we're getting the full stamina damage boost. We'll also pick up damage to lacerate enemies plus 100%. So this is kind of like weakened defense sort of, but we're dealing plus 100% damage after the initial hit instead of the plus 30% damage weakened defense will normally give. So I'm not saying that this is better than weakened defense, I'm just saying we're going to be getting a damage multiplier after the initial hit, which we'll calculate it in a bit. Actually, let me do. Alright, so let's take her into IZ. I don't know if we have IT available. It is Thursday, so it's possible it's not available. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so we don't have killer, so keep that in mind. Do the enemies get lacerated? Yes, they do. Okay, excellent. ×5 run, no allies. We're going to be bringing in, I don't know why Roke is here. Let's see if we can bring another potion unit. Alright, we're going to change things up. We're going to use the Teacup Fortification Pill as well as the Espada Chair for the strong attack damage. Boom, boom. So we're going to get a little bit more Berserker in here. Plus 100% damage if the enemy gets lacerated, though. There's the Lacerate. And, of course, we take damage. Why is that second strong attack a thing? Is there a way to heal? I believe I heal thanks to Uryu, so let's check out this. I do like that Seto. I do not like that yell though. Here, listen to the yell. So, I did not realize that when I changed the audio settings, like literally earlier on in this video, I may or may not have muted OBS, thinking that I was unmuting BBS, and that caused the audio to not play. So this is the yell. Now, imagine listening to this every single time you proc that first strong attack. Every single time. Like, alright. Getting our full stam. Okay, so you saw we dealt 40k damage to this enemy over here, and then 5k damage to the top. That's thanks to the iron skin. But that's like my only thing, right? It's like, you could get long stride or something that's active at all times. And since this character doesn't have increased status element chance, you don't really proc the lacerate off as much as you would like. If she didn't have lacerator, honestly, I'd be kind of I'd actually be really disappointed. But my concern when it comes to characters nowadays is more how consistent are they rather than how strong are they, because you have characters like Yamamoto that are just naturally strong, but they're really inconsistent. So if you don't have, if they're not OP at their base, having to rely on RNG to make them even like more to make them OP to begin with can be a bit tricky. And I'm not saying that Thousand Year Bloater Yamamoto is bad, not by any means, but you have characters like Azashiro where if he doesn't proc his spiritual pressure boost, bro, I ain't even gonna lie, he kind of doo-doo. And I see that with 7th anniversary Ichigo over 7th anniversary Uryu. Uryu has the increased status element chance, so it's very easy for him to proc his status element boost. But you'll see that with a lot of these characters that if you can't proc your status element, there's not really a point in having it. And I'm not saying that having status elements is bad. I'm not saying that not having increased status element chance is bad. I'm saying consistency can be the difference between leaving the boss with like 1 HP, 10 HP versus XXX, right? That's why I like Yamamoto, because he has the burn and weaken on his soul bomb. So like, he is a consistently great bomber regardless of his kit. And he actually has a really good kit for proccing his status elements. It's just, sometimes he doesn't proc, right? It's kind of hard to proc your status element when you one-shot too. Boom, boom. Alright, so let's check out the damage that we would deal if the enemies were Quincy. So 24k on that second strong attack. Let's pull this up, a calculator. 24k melee collision times 6 hits, 1.6. Boom. So we would hit for 230k. If we actually get the laceration off though, we're doubling this damage thanks to the lacerate, right? So let's see if we can get the lacerate off on these guys. And we should hit them for like 48k. There you go. Nah, 43. It looked like 43 or 48k, which is good. So that would essentially like double the damage. For a strong attack, 18,000. Yeah, 41k on the second strong attack there. But that was not a crit. That's important to note, because the 24k was a crit. So 41k times 1.2, 49.2k. I like it when they attack in unison. They make cute boyfriends. 20k on that. Wow, let's check out the soul bomb. I still love this second strong attack. It's so funny. Okay, so the boss is already lacerated, by the way. Alright, there we go. Okay, so you can clearly see this. 42,000, 84k, right? So 84k, clearly double the 42. If we get the 42 as the initial hit here, then it would normally deal 1 point times 1.6 for killer. So our base hit would hit for something like 67,200, and then we would calculate 200, multiply this by 2 thanks to the lacerate, times 3 for the amount of subsequent hits from the original hit, plus the original 67,200, 470,000 from our soul bomb, with a devastation of 40%. That's actually pretty okay damage, but keep in mind this is also Damage to lacerated enemies plus 100%. This is devastation 40%. This is full stamina damage boost plus 80%. Like, this is a lot of stuff, but for a 1 out of 5 character, that's pretty good. Plus, don't forget that the laceration also causes the bosses to not be able to use their soul bombs, not be able to use their insta-kill mechanics in content like IT. So it is pretty good. I actually do like lacerate. I think lacerate and weaken would be kind of busted because some of the bosses might weaken you, right? So you block them off from being able to use their insta-kill mechanics or their attacks in general, and then they're still weakened, so like plus 50% extra damage on top of the laceration damage. That's pretty good. I love cheeky stuff. All right, so let's try to go, maybe not hard, but let's see what we can do if we care more for trying to clear the content than just like trying to check out the numbers, right? All right, so 2500 link beam, get the back, nice. Underground enemies. This is why I love Zeta balls. Let them all come up. Their strong attack. When an enemy dies, they also lose their hitbox. So like if these enemies like throw their swords, right, you can actually get hit by the swords and you won't take damage. Some people don't know that. There should be underground enemies here. This might not be a good idea, yep. That first strong attack scream is so gross. I can't. I'm glad that they kept it like with the character's personality. I actually really like that a lot. And this is the first like canon Lilinette that we've gotten. I failed to remember Halloween Lilinette when we originally got the gameplay and the stats and skills of this Lilinette, but I mean, she doesn't seem bad. And in content like Arena, this character not only gets that laceration, but she also gets access to Frenzy +2 at level 5, which I think is a lot easier to attain than the level 10. But at level 10, she picks up Start Power Up Item +2, which I think is such a necessary skill for Arena. Like, starting the match with plus 60% base stats is a game changer, especially when you're fighting characters on the other side that probably have that are probably immune to your status ailment, that are probably also that probably also have Havoc and maybe even a 3000 length beam that literally snipes her from even further than she can snipe the other NPCs from your side, right? And I mean, like, I'm talking about Arena there, but it looks like this character was kind of designed for it. When it comes to like secondary skills, I think that damage slash rate enemies is actually a good option. Weaken defense, long stride, depending on however you want to play this character. I don't really see this character farming much just because she doesn't really provide any type of resources. Like, there's no potions, no droplets, no coins, no, you know what I'm saying, no wontons. She's like 5 years old, so like there's not really much use in using her for farming, not even eye candy. But I mean, it is what it is. But I'm gonna leave it at that. As grind, I'll catch up. Everyone stay blessed, like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you enjoyed this video. Shout out to my boy Gray for letting me do the showcase, and yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace. Oh, please don't summon on the banner. You'll get her from Brave Soul tickets.